you are looking at the interface of Channels DVR. As the name would imply, it gives you the ability to record linear content. So if I pop over down into TV shows here, you can see I've got a bunch of recordings. There's Jeopardy, there's football, there's a few other things. But recordings isn't the only way Channels works. You can also have content from other sources. So if you have personal content that you've downloaded or ripped from DVDs that you personally own, you can use those as well. There's another option called Stream Files. So let's say there is content that is available in the public domain that's on archive.org. Well, if we pop over to movies here, I have a movie just for this called Suddenly, and that movie is available in the public domain. And if I go to play it, it'll play right here in the Channels interface. But there's one more way you can integrate your content, and that's with something called stream links. What stream links do is instead of playing inside the Channels app, they're going to open up the app where the content is. So you can see over here, I've got Inside Out 2 that recently, at the time of this recording, just came to Disney+. And so if I were to play that, it would open up Disney Plus and play there. Same thing here. I just added Idiocracy just to have an example. So let's go ahead, open it up. Gives me the regular menu as if it's any other type of movie, looks exactly the same. I click watch and you notice immediately we're launching Hulu. And if we give it just a sec to actually get through here, now that content will start playing. Don't mind, it's muted, so we won't deal with any copyright issues here. But the question is, how does Channels do this? How is it possible for us to be able to manage all of these stream links? Well, let's go to the server and I'll show you what's happening. Okay, I'm back on my server now. And you can see I am in a directory where I have a bunch of files. And one of them is called idiocracy.streamlink. And this is the file that actually makes it possible to do what we just did. If we take a look inside this file, you will see there's a literal link to Hulu and specifically where the content is. This is how it opens up the app. It's a method known as deep linking. You don't need to worry about that though. What you do probably need to worry about is, well, what happens if this movie leaves Hulu? What if it goes to another service? What if I don't subscribe to Hulu but want to get it from somewhere else? How do I know where things are? How do I keep up with it? Well, for that, we have a new tool. And that tool is Stream Link Manager for Channels. This custom add-on allows you to search for any program, bookmark it, and then be able to automatically create stream links and also stream files if you were to manually override that. So let's look at an example here. I'm going ahead and look for Fight Club. And let's search. And you can see, came up with the results. We have Fight Club right here. So I'm going to select that. And now it has been bookmarked. And at this point, I could say I'm done. Or I could do this step here where it says generate stream link. And when you generate stream links, it creates those files. I'm just going to go ahead and do this now. And you saw that just took a little quick second there. And now let's go over to modify programs. And let's go down to Fight Club. As you can see, I have a lot of things bookmarked myself. So let's take a look at Fight Club and edit it. So you can see Fight Club has that stream link for Hulu because that's where it's available for me. But how does it know how to do that? Well, we can go over here, oops, and we can finish. And now we can go over to settings. And in settings, you can see I set my streaming services and I set them in a priority order. So Hulu is my top. So it went through, saw where Fight Club was streaming, and then went ahead and said, okay, which ones do I have and which ones do I like? So if it left Hulu and was then only available on Canopy, then that's what it would go with. Let's look at an example of this. So I happen to know for a fact that Fight Club is available on Apple TV. So I'm going to add Apple TV as a source. It's my lowest priority. If we go back to modify programs and we generate the stream link for Fight Club again, give it a second, finished up, and we edit it, you can see that nothing changed. If we go into here under special actions and say, I prefer Apple TV, and we save that and finish, and we generate our stream link. Now when I edit it, this stream link is Apple. So you see how simple it is? We never need to actually worry about where something is anymore. You could let the program just move around. As far as you're concerned, you bookmark it, it's yours. And so long as it's available on one of your streaming services that you're subscribed to, then it'll be available inside the channel's DVR interface. And just to prove my point, we're back in the channel's DVR app on my Android TV. And you can see Fight Club is now available to me. So one of the things I don't need to worry about is I say I could subscribe and unsubscribe to services all the time, but these bookmarks will always remain. So long as I bookmark them and they're available on something I set, then it'll show up right in here alongside every other piece of normal content. So that's all it takes. You just need to install Stream Link Manager for Channels and have Channels DVR. That's all you need. Links for how you can get Channels DVR and Stream Link Manager for Channels are available in the description below. I do want to point out that this video was not sponsored by Channels DVR or its parent company Fancy Bits. Quite the contrary. I am a full paying customer with no relation to the developers and owners outside of what any other customer can have through the community forums and emails. What I like about this product is the ability of what you have seen. And as one of the other forum members so eloquently wrote, now finally, with Channels DVR and Stream Link Manager, we have a single platform that can aggregate our shows and movie collection in a very personalized way.